Top 5 worst airlines. First off, we got Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines is like the Dollar Tree of the sky, but at the end of the day, it feels like you went on a shopping spree at the Gucci store. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. I say this because of the deceptively cheap ticket prices. It's like playing Russian roulette with your wallet. You might get lucky and find some really cheap tickets, but once you enter that terminal, you're going to be scrounging around for money to pay for the extra oxygen fee. You need to take a shit. That would be $20. You want extra toilet paper? $5. You want some Biscoff? $25. You want to carry an extra bag? You might as well get prepared for the worst financial decision you've ever made in your life. Fun fact about Spirit Airlines, they actually started out as a trucking company. And then they graduated to the, that's not even a word. They expanded to the aviation industry, which makes perfect sense because if you think of semis, obviously, what else do you think of? Airplanes. Semis, airplanes. Pretty much the same. Number 4, we have Ryanair. Ryanair is pretty much the kamikazes of the sky. It seems like they're incapable of landing without breaking a couple backs or causing some head injuries. Ryanair pretty much speaks for themselves why they have terrible ratings. But they have such terrible landings that they kind of actually made a name for themselves. They're the most memeable airline company there is. They've actually self-embraced how terrible their company is, and they actually acknowledge it on their Instagram page.
One way.
Oh my god, Ryanair, what are you posting? Their interior designers must have had aneurysms when they were designing these seats. They're terrible to look at. Ryanair only flies Boeing 737s, and if you look in the 737 manual, it actually advises to not float down the runway in order to mitigate the risk of overruns and etc. So Ryanair took these rules way too literally, and they trained their pilots not to land an inch off the threshold. That's why they're known for their terrible, horrible landings. Coming in at number 3, we got Air Koryo. Air Koryo, the North Korean airline. It's the only 1-star rated airline in the world, and their flight entertainment on board is limited to documentaries of Kim Jong-un. They have very few maintenance for Koryo Airlines, and they're actually not allowed in a lot of countries, especially in Europe, because they don't want them crashing into buildings and such. None of their aircrafts are really up to date. They fly old aircrafts like the Elysian 262, which I'm kind of unfamiliar with. But what I do know is they are working with the steam gauge avionics, which in IMC conditions you kind of really have to be on your toes in order to operate. Unlike the newer aircraft, you're taking a risk if you fly Air Koryo. But you're probably not going to because you're stuck in North Korea, or you're just a tourist. That's probably the only opportunity you're ever going to be able to fly Air Koryo. Coming in at number 2, we have EasyJet. EasyJet is one of the lower rated airlines, mostly because they suffer from the same policies that Spirit uses. They sell cheap tickets, and then they expect people to buy and pay for absolutely everything on the flight. EasyJet is basically the British version of Spirit Airlines. That's all they are. And coming in at number 1 is El Al Israel Airlines. The main complaint for El Al Israel Airlines is they are kind of cramped and they're pretty expensive for economy class, but their airplanes are equipped with an anti-missile defense system. You can either look at that as a positive or a negative. You'll be able to fight off missiles, but you have a higher chance of a missile hitting you, because that's the only reason they would equip them with the anti-defense system. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment.